Qualified dividend stock placement. You know, somebody once said there's death and taxes, and I'm not sure which is worse, but regardless, in the United States, for U.S. common stocks, dividends have a special tax treatment. That is, they will save some 9%, following them little tax forms, from about the 24% federal rate, and you can only do that in a cash account. The traditional IRAs and the pension plans are fully taxed upon withdrawal. Before going any further, we should distinguish shelters, the account type, where you place stuff, versus the vehicles, the investment types, which you place therein. And even though qualified dividends don't get any special treatment in IRA accounts, we probably should review the rules, $7 grand, $8 grand if you're over 50, with specific limits, with or without having a pension plan for a traditional, and for the IRA regardless. While noting for the IRA accounts, if the tax rates are the same going in and out, you get the same return for the tax-free Roth or the tax-deductible traditional, noting you do set aside more funds with a Roth. However, in the case of a pension plan, we do have the ability to maybe do a comparison. A pension delays the tax payment, and thus we can look at the return on a present value basis. Consider a 6% interest rate on a bond. Let's say it's going to be withdrawn in 12 years, and your tax rate is about a third. That's 24% federal, plus 9% for that high state. And that 6% interest rate, whether fully taxed, would be just 4% minus that third. However, let's look at the deferred pension. 6% in 12 years turns out to have a present value of 1/2. The shortcut rule is the rule of 72. You could look at a table. And in that case, now you'd get a 5% return. Now what's interesting, let's contrast the two and see where that is a break-even between those as a choice. Well, if we set them equivalent and solve for the present value, it would be, in this case, 3/4. And we look it up on a table, and that would be 5 years. So in conclusion, remember to think of all your investments as a portfolio, that if you happen to run out and you wonder where to place those USA qualified dividends, the tax treatment is such that if it's really short term, you'd be better off in that cash account.